soon. Well, let's see. Let's see. Yep. OBS good. YouTube is good. Hello once again, everybody. How are you doing? Good to be with you. So today we decided to do a we I decided to do a little bit of a look into a game I bought on sale recently. Now, I'm gonna be straight up. I'm a fan of the book, not a fan of the movie, because the movie took what was essentially a really interesting concept and distilled it into Brad Pitt action movie. Right. And so, well, a lot of people would defend it as, well, nobody would ever, you know, okay, then fine, go make a movie about something else. Like, this is the thing. This is the fucking thing that I never fucking get about people who defend shitty Hollywood adaptations, right? It's like, okay, if Hollywood is so fucking starved for ideas, it's literally thirsty for the next thing. If that's true, then why the fuck are they so picky about things? They're like, imagine like the execs that are like, oh well, okay, so we got this movie. Somebody wrote it's a treatment of you know, pre-Christ era Rome and the effects of the wars between the Romans and other nations, etc., etc. Here we have this random story about, African mythology and some war that happened, or the beginning of civilization back before prehistory. Yeah, I'm not sure. I'm not sure I like any of these ideas. Maybe we can pass those on to one of our subsidiaries, or maybe we can send them to, I don't know, send them to another studio. We're not interested. And then someone's like, "Durr, Brad Pitt and zombies." Oh, and their big innovation from the fucking book was, right, they decided, the fact that the Shambler zombies, oh, that's so cliche and done to death. Let's go with the running zombies from 28 Days Later, because that's not done to death. All right, I'm going to tack on 3 minutes for that little ramble. So 33 minutes in World War Z. Apparently, this is a Left 4 Dead clone. So let's see what the hell goes on here. Oh, is the movie also an adaptation? Yes, the movie is an adaptation of the book. Didn't know there's a game as well. I did not either until it went on sale. Apparently, this was console only until recently. So, welcome, Sacred. Let's see how this goes. We're gonna collect all your shit. We're gonna sell it to the Chinese, and there's not a damn thing you can do about it. You don't own this game. It's software. Blah, 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 blah. Sure, let's go public. Why not? Oh man, I already dislike this shit. All right, massive negative already. There is no offline single player. I mean, you can set an online private game, but
They're climbing. Knock it down. We take out enough of them. We can get down the...
I almost made it.
You guys okay? I'm hearing a lot of action from your way.
It got messy in here.
this really does feel like Discount Store Left 4 Dead. Discount Store Left 4 Dead 2, by the way, just to be specific. Like, this does not feel nearly as tight as Left 4 Dead. Honestly, kind of underwhelmed, but you know, I wasn't expecting I wasn't expecting much from a goddamn adaptation of a shitty movie, adaptation of a shitty, well, not a shitty book, sorry, I almost went too far there. I like the book. The book is fun. I like the book.
There's more where that came from. I'm empty. I'm reloading. We got a bomber!
Allahu Akbar! I got you. I got you, fam.
Ammo break! Praise God.
I see a creeper.
Creeper neutralized.
All right. Okay. Hey, look at this.
I hope for my teammates' sake this isn't one of those dumb games that auto enables like microphone. If it is, I'm sorry, guys.
Okay, I got this.
Squid, have you played Zombie? No, I don't think I have. I don't even know what that is.
Clear. Subway should be just across the street. This'll do. This'll buy us some time. Oh, that's what I'm talking about. Y'all better run.
Guys, see the swarm coming straight for you.
Where?
Right down the motorway.
I found some defenses. A gun is a gun.
Razor wire
Excuse me.
We got a creeper close by.
Although I haven't played it personally, from what I've seen on... It's the game that nailed the post-apocalyptic zombie outbreak aesthetic most masterfully. Zombie U, eh? I'll have to look it up.
Creeper is close.
Hold your ground, people.
Here we go. I mean, ultimately, it really ultimately comes down to what you're expecting. I mean, if I played this game and was expecting a shitty adaptation of a shitty adaptation of a book, then yeah, this is exactly I got what I paid my money for.
They're getting in! I'm reloading.
But I would say, for my money, the best zombie games I've probably played are,
Come on, cabrons!
and I hate to sound like I'm copying Vesper Noir
Out
here,
of ammo.
but it's either 7 Days to Die or, the other one. Fucking Project Zomboid, that's it. But it really depends on what you're looking for. Zomboid is great if you're after the
This'll work.
if you're looking for the more like moody, atmospheric, suspenseful, tense horror. I got you, bro. I got you.
Thanks. Ammo break.
Ah, shit.
I'm down.
Man down.
Need help. Can anyone hear me?
Hang on.
Help!
Gonna be okay. That's
Appreciate it.
Go get it.
Fresh ammo coming up.
You're gonna be okay.
Damn, we got fucked.
I need meds! Somebody! I need meds! Reloading! I'm over here! Someone help me!
One of ours.
Jesus.
Help!
We should go before there's more. Dan, is the street clear to the subway?
Probably the best it's gonna be. Go for it. And good luck down there.
Thanks. Take care of yourself, Dan. It's better times. Over.
Better times. Over and out.
Hit the button. You need a boost. Do not make a noise.
I owe you.
I'm hurt pretty bad.
We gotta move. Hit the button.
Anybody got meds?
All right, let's do this. I found some defenses. Yeah, that's right. We gotta move.
I'm not very up
Hit
to
the
par
button.
when it comes to what game's good and what's not. I've only watched like what 5 zombie games playthrough. Yeah, but I mean, if it seems to be good enough.
Do not stop. Get to the subway. Come on, give me something. Everybody, check this out.
I mean, overall, as a Left 4 Dead clone, this one's kind of, it's not bad. It's serviceable.
Move it.
If you're tired of playing Left 4 Dead over and over and over again, then, you know, this might be alright.
We got a creep. Coming up. I got no ammo.
What the hell was that?
Reloading.
Heads up.
Bull's gonna charge.
Infector's done.
Hey, I'm reloading.
I'm out of ammo. Firing a stim.
Bomber neutralized. Stay together. Reaper's close.
Sounds like M16s.
Spotted a creepy bastard.
adaptation precedes me.
Listen, man, we need to drive this thing to Inwood right now.
Evac, eh? That'll cost you. This rabbit hole is chock-a-block with goodies. Bring them to me.
No noise. Take a look at this.
Friendly fire!
Look out for the bull.
Creeper's close!
Thanks. Anybody got a med kit?
I'm reloading.
Shit. I need a med kit.
If you see something, say something. Tell a cop.
Those giants in the Bronx must be shitting in their drawers by now.
Keep it down.
Stay sharp! We got a creeper! Creeper neutralized.
Alright, I'm having fun. I would rate this game currently 7 out of 10. Or on a more fair scale, I would say like a 3.5 out of 5. It's just slightly above average. It looks nice and it plays smooth. Probably because it was mostly a console game to begin with. Not bad,
Picked up another box.
not
Should
great,
Be enough.
not terrible.
Americans, man! Lost every sea! What now? Bigger guns!
Got a box. Carrying it back to the train.
Reloading. Shit. Who shot me? Somebody patch me up.
Ammo break.
So, what happens, right, when the armored grunts turn armored Zeke?
Here's your box.
Oh, you guys are the best.
Hey, I'm reloading!
Get ready!
Screamer, take him out.
Vector!
Appreciate it.
Reloading!
Hold still. Fixing you up.
Drop that screamer!
Thanks.
Screamer! Take him out!
You give them everything you got. Stay together. Creeper's close.
Drop that screamer!
I'm out of ammo.
Those giants in the Bronx must be shitting in their drawers by now.
I need a med kit.
Stay sharp. We got a creeper.
Excuse me. Ugh. Scratchy throat.
Reaper's gone.
Picked up another box. Should be enough.
Yeah.
Grabbed another box. This better be enough.
Well, that's your 30 minutes.
Americans, man! Lost
Gracias. Let's go.
all aboard who's coming aboard!
Hey, we made it. We're alive. Woohoo!
I'm trying!
Jaws that bite and claws that catch. Who will wear the gem off my son?
Crazy son of a bitch.
Was thrilling,
But tried.
and the slimy toes did gyre and gimble in the web. All mimsy were the border groves, and the momras outgrabe. Well, that was fun. Overall, I wouldn't rate this game as a must-have, but it's fun. If you're looking for something to scratch that Left 4 Dead itch, and you're not exactly sold on Back 4 Blood, it's serviceable. It's workable. This would be the sort of thing back in the day I would expect to pick up in a bargain bin. You know, like $10 just up on the shelves. You know, I'm walking along and, oh, there's Left 4 Dead and there's Back 4 Blood, and over here in the discount aisle, you know, with the card games and casino games, there's World War Z Aftermath, or whatever the hell this is called. Alright, a suppressor on a revolver. Oh my god. Okay, that was funny. This game, man, it's not bad. It's like average. It's not so bad it's good, and it's not good. It's just average, but not like I would never play this sort of average. Just I'd think again, you'd either have to be sort of in that thirst for Left 4 Dead style games, or you'd have to be one of these idiots that actually watched and enjoyed the damn World War Z movie, or possibly, like me, have actually read the damn book and just wanted, out of morbid curiosity, to see what a game based on a shitty movie is like. And you know what? I'm surprised. I expected far less of this game than was actually delivered. So good on the developers for actually making a somewhat semi decent game, actually. Not too bad. Hey, I enjoyed World War Z the movie. Okay, Sacred, you and I are no longer friends. In fact, I'm taking your wrench. World War Z the movie is more like it's based on Left 4 Dead than the book, ain't it? Yeah, the World War Z book was more like essentially what the world actually would be like. I mean, it's kind of funny to think about it, right? But in a lot of ways, the let me just pop this out here. All right, so that the music's not interrupting us. Let's put something chill on, and we can discuss the book if you guys really want. I know Spoiler Lover just popped in, and feels kind of mean to just pop out like, hey, screw all y'all, I'm out of here. Even though that's how I usually do. But let's see. Let's put on something chill that we can just kind of hang out with. Yeah, why not? Let's go with that. That shouldn't get too intense. We can just hang out and have a little chat about the World War Z book and movie, and why I dislike the movie versus why other people might have liked it. Let me see. Okay, give that one a moment to boot up. Oh, good lord. Oh, I just found a chill game, Squid. Can I suggest to you? Sure. Friendship ended with Sacred. Warlord Z game is now my best friend. No. So anyway, where was I? Okay. So the reason that I dislike the book or the movie as opposed to being a fan of the book, right? So the book essentially more or less no Nicopara stream. Now before we now that we've brought up the Nicopara, I gotta ask y'all, all right? And this is gonna determine if we can stay friends or not. All right. Can catgirls consent? Think hard. Think hard before you answer. Think very hard. All right, so we're gonna get sticks from here. We're gonna get Flint, Michigan from here. We're also gonna get water with lead in it. All right, so basically, the reason that I was not a fan of the movie, right, is it basically took what was an interesting take on. So the book was an interesting iteration on the idea of the zombie genre, right? I mean, since Romero invented the genre back in the fucking 50s, it's all been basically the same thing. You have your survivors, there's a bunch of shamblers that walk around and try and eat people. The only real innovation, I think, was that in Return of the Living Dead, they weren't like essentially mindless automaton flesh eaters. They were basically reanimated humans with a need to consume flesh, brains specifically, because, as stated in the first movie, eating brains reduced the pain of being dead, right? So I think that for the longest time was the most interesting aspect to the zombie genre. But since then, it pretty much stayed static. Then we ended up with I don't know if I even technically call 28 Days Later part of the zombie genre, but there's probably a lot of people who would disagree with me, and fair enough. So, you went to these new zombies because everyone's like, oh, these zombies, they're just they kind of stumble towards you and you can just run away from them. They're not scary. So then, for the people who basically are ultra dense and don't understand shit, we had to have running zombies. Oh, now it's scary because the zombies can run after you. It's not scary, that one bite can basically kill you, which pretty sure that was more or less established since the second Romero movie. I think, no, actually, I think it may go all the way back to the original Night of the Living Dead, because there was the little girl who got bit by one of the zombies, and then she got sick and died, and then came back and killed her father at the end, you know. Sorry, spoilers, you know, if you haven't seen a movie from damn near 100 years ago. But there it is. So, you know, that's not scary. A zombie that manages to scratch or bite you and kills you. And then you turn into an infected carrier that, you know, basically you're still alive, but the timer is now set. Within days or whatever, you're going to die. That's not scary. But what is scary is zombies that can run. Oh, man. Zombies can run. And, you know, that was the new big thing. But I think maybe a little understated, but, you know, maybe a little bit more interesting than the fucking running zombies, I would say, would be Resident Evil's take, which is basically they're mutants, more or less. And then, especially in later games where, you know, the zombies, they would, no storage. But yeah, they would change, they would mutate, they would get back up because they were, you know, these crazy biological entities or whatever else. And, you know, obviously going up so crazy as to turn into things like Nemesis or, you know, the crazy big ass thing that Birkin turned into in the second one. I would say that was a lot more interesting of a take on the zombie genre than fucking, oh, they can run. That's so cool. They can run, man. That's scary. They're zombies, but they can run. I mean, it's like people who kind of make fun of the fact that Jason doesn't run, even though I think in one of the movies he actually did run. But it's far scarier that he doesn't run, because that man will just power walk your ass to death. Like, you can run as fast as you want. He's just gonna keep coming after you, and he will keep coming after you because he doesn't sense pain. He can't be reasoned with. And when he finds you, he's gonna reach down your throat and pull your fucking heart out. I don't think they can. Good man. Think hard. Also, Catgirls like cream. When are you streaming Nicopara on Cornhub? Running Zombie is pretty scary, though. I Am Hero manga does that really well. I mean, it's not necessarily that I dislike the whole running zombie thing as much as it may sound, but it's like, it feels like it's in a response to very, like, bottom, low tier caveman thinking, right? Again, the Jason thing. Oh man, why are you scared of Jason? You could just run from Jason. Can you? Can you run from Jason? I don't know if you fucking can run from Jason. Well, correction. You can run, but you ain't getting away. So, basically, yeah. Um, the whole. So to get back on topic, we're already fucking, we're already derailing against the main point. So that was kind of the reason why I really didn't like the whole World War Z thing, was because it essentially it took a step backwards from what the book actually was, which was an interesting iteration on the whole Shambler zombie mythology, right? Because I think that's really the interesting part of the 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 Romero movies and any movie that does it well. And it kind of became a cliche, you know, um, kind of a joke, the whole, well, maybe the real monsters are the humans. And of course, idiots took that to an extreme too, because idiots always do that sort of thing. They're like, no, humans are always bad. And it's like, no, that's not the point. The point is not that humans as an absolute, as a total, are monstrous. The point is that there are monstrous elements to humans, and, that in an actual survival danger sort of situation, like, that may be more of a problem than the crisis that you're facing. So the zombies or whatever else, right? And again, 28 Days Later kind of did this, although it was fucking weird that, like, after a couple of weeks the soldiers were like, "Oh, we need to do the 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 forced breeding, let's say, of any female we find, because we need to continue the species." Like, you what, mate? You fucking what? Yeah, after a few weeks, these guys are just completely convinced that the world is over. Okay. But again, that's like the interesting bit of the movie, is just how people respond and react to these crises. Basically, it's fiction, right? It's any sort of fiction. And so you're missing the forest for the trees if you're like, well, I just find this dumb and boring. It's maybe you can say legitimately that you find it boring. Okay, accepted 100%. You find it boring. But is it dumb, or is it that you're just a fucking idiot who does not know what the fuck he's talking about? Because I would wager that a lot of people who absolutely creamed their fucking pants at running zombies as if it was a new thing missed the whole point entirely. That's just me. Sorry, not sorry. Not to come off as like some uh snobby, like, actually, I liked all the original movies that Quentin Tarantino based his films off of. By the way, Quentin Tarantino is a hack, but that's besides the point. We're not going to get off into the weeds there. So, again, Not to digress too much. Um, but what World War Z did was sort of put into book form an exploration of what any good zombie movie up to that point should have already been doing. Which is to say, they were exploring how characters reacted to a situation that they were in, right? And that's any fiction. But the bottom tier knuckle draggers are like, run zombie, now movie is scare her. Like, you're missing the point entirely. So the book itself, and again, I joke, I kid. If you like the movie for what it was, fine. But I think it should be clear from all of the groundwork I've laid here that my issue lies with people who basically would be disinterested in the movie if it was more like the book. Because the book was basically your standard zombie shamblers, right? One bite, you're dead, that's it. They don't run, they walk you down. They're more or less mindless automatons. But the book, again, like all great zombie movies, essentially creates all of these different scenarios, right? And that's what the book is for anybody who hasn't read the book. The book is a collection of stories. I want to say it's like 12 or so different little stories told from the perspective of before the outbreak, during the outbreak, and after the outbreak has been contained, let's say. So to go from something like that, which, I mean, the book is really great because it really does go through a lot of different scenarios. Um, so that one of the scenarios is a soldier who was enlisted at the time. One of the stories is like a fucking Chinese submarine commander who is rebelling against the People's Republic of China during the crisis. And I think, let's see, who else? There's a few different interviews. One of them is with Paul Redecker, the guy who essentially creates the Redecker plan, which is basically more or less a plan that states that you can't save everybody. You're going to have to save a certain number of people, and you're going to have to take some really fucked up steps in order to make that happen. Right. It's really interesting stuff. A really good book. And the audiobook misses a bunch of different chapters. So if you want the full experience, unfortunately, I think you're going to have to actually read the book, unless there are people who independently have done the other chapters. A couple of the chapters are a couple of Japanese dudes. One of them a blind guy who essentially during the early days of the outbreak goes out in the middle of the forest to die because he was blinded during World War II. And he's just an old guy who more or less is useless. but then he finds out that he's actually got an interesting skill because, he's not dependent on his eyes. So when the Shamblers come, his heightened, basically, daredevil sort of thing, his senses are heightened, so he can hear the difference between a zombie and a regular person. He can smell the difference between a zombie and a regular person, etc., etc. And then another Japanese character who they end up running into each other is a otaku, right? And I'm not talking about like otaku as in like, oh, I like anime, I'm an otaku. No, like one of these legit, well, now the term is shut in, right? Or whatever. But yeah, basically ultra fucking nerd, you know. And then one day his fucking family is just gone. He doesn't know what's happened to him. Power goes out, and he knew what was going on with the whole crisis. But despite that, his interest was more of an academic look at the goings on, as opposed to just a straight up sort of look into like, oh shit, the world is on fire right now, I'd better do something to survive. He was like, this is interesting, let's classify all of these little factoids. Like ultra turbo nerd. Get him. Oh, bad idea. You're not gonna get away like that. Get wrecked, son. Come on, get him. Nice. So anyway, the fuck is that? Hyenas? I don't like that. Don't you eat my food. You sons of bitches. You fucking sons of bitches. You thieving fucks. Zombie that can coom. But isn't zombie, most of them anyway, are human or used to be? I've heard that one before. So that's the difference. Correct me if I'm wrong, but isn't that book also mostly deal with other humans than the zombies? Zombies kind of like a weapon or one of those things. I'm not sure what to call them. I don't think there is actually ever a explanation given for... Whoa, bro, nice tan. Look at this guy. Look at this dude. Spending all his time indoors. Look at how pale his ass is. Thinking he's some kind of royalty or something. But yeah, I don't think it ever explains where the zombies came from. It's kind of just basically, again, the whole, I hate the term, but trope. I would just say it's just one of the cliches of the genre. Nobody knows where they came from or what the deal is. Oh, by the way, Squid, the game I mentioned is Rise of Eros. Look it up. It looks hella chill to me. Uh-huh. 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 So we're trying to get the channel suspended, are we? First we're suggesting Necopara. Now we're suggesting Rise of Eros. I see, I see. Very, very chill. Uh-huh. Ah, shit. You just murdered a... Ah, shit. Come on, Vorvek. Ho, ho, ho. Nice. Nice y'all join the fucking party. Vorvek had to handle that shit himself. Alright, dude. I'm not gonna make fun of you about your light skin anymore. You fucked that lion up by yourself. They must have patched this game because I don't remember the animals being so goddamn fucking eager to just eat whatever was out there. When was the World Wars? When was the World War Z came out? It'd probably be pretty long before the movie, right? I want to say it was like at least 5 or 6 years before the movie came out. It was a long time. I'd have to double check that. The hell's with those bowls? Are you... The hell are you storing in there? What is that? What are those bowls? What the hell? What are you guys doing? Why are you like this? Lion meat. Thank you, Vorvek. You should probably, get yourself treated because, fucking lions. Hunting cats, big cats. Cats in general tend to have icky, nasty bacteria under their claws. So, what am I talking about? We're prehistoric cavemen. You're fucked already. But you did fuck that lion up. We will pass down tales of your glory forever. But yeah, to kind of wrap up, it's to go from that, right? The whole the whole World War Z as a book, right? To, oh, it's just basically Baby's first 28 Days Later movie, right? To take an interesting idea, which was, again, the look into the lives of different people and how they responded to the initial outbreak, the outbreak itself, and then the world left over after the outbreak. and just distill it into man trying to find family with running zombies. Like, there's probably a lot of people that thought the whole zombie pile ramp thing was interesting, but I mean, Jesus, that was done in fucking Starship Troopers, at the very least. I mean, you can probably go back further than that and look up different movies that did the whole, enemy horde piling up on top of each other to a degree that they can literally overwhelm walls with just the sheer number of bodies they're willing to throw at it. So again, I don't like the movie for what it did. If it was its own thing, fine, whatever, Ran a Brad Pitt movie with basically we're just ripping off the idea 28 Days Later. Okay, whatever. But this is the thing that kind of irritates, It's like, you could do that, right? But there's probably some Hollywood exec that's like, yeah, but that really wouldn't sell. I mean, Brad Pitt, he's a great star. He pulls in a lot of people. We've been in talks with him about optioning this movie to him. But I just don't see. I just don't see this whole. I just don't see this whole movie being sold. It's like, wouldn't people have already just seen 28 Days Later? Why would they come see this movie? And then, some Hollywood execs like, but what if we option this World War Z book? We can call it World War Z, and we'll get fans of the book. We'll kind of style it loosely, around the book. Spoilers, they didn't. But ultimately, we're just going to make the Brad Pitt trying to find his family in a zombie apocalypse movie. And what's funny is, right, so this book is old as hell, right? But what I still laugh about is the different chapters about the pre-outbreak, where the one guy, the scummy businessman, is talking about how he invented phalanx, which is a antidote, quote unquote, not antidote, but antidote, which they were selling to people. And, he's just total slimy capitalist type, evil corpo. And he's like, well, they said it was rabies, and so we created a vaccine against rabies. The only thing missing is, we need a redub of him. But he needs to be redubbed, like, in this voice. He's like, Ben Shapiro, you do not know what you're talking about, Ben Shapiro. I'm an actual doctor, and we need to wear masks. I mean, we need to not wear masks. And the vaccine is totally 100% effective. I mean, well, it turns out that maybe we shouldn't have been doing lockdowns and vaccines and yada yada. But Ben Shapiro, Dr. Rand Paul, you don't understand what you're talking about, because I'm a doctor and you're not a doctor. You only do operations on eyebrows, and you definitely do not want to look up my opinion on the AIDS pandemic and the opinions that I had back then. But Dr. Rand Paul and the Republicans, none of them know what they're talking about, okay? I mean, it's kind of weird to feel like Oh, doing that voice just made my throat whole hell scratchy. Oh, sorry. I need a sip of Coke here. Oh, yeah, can't do that voice too much. Going that far and making my voice rambly and scratchy and old man sounding. Ah. Oh. Oh. Okay, that's better. But yeah, it's kind of weird, right? Realizing that I live in a world that had World War Z, the book, released. And then come to find out years later, like literally the book almost one-to-one predicted how people would respond to the Chinese coup. Because it's literally like you have to go back and reread those chapters if you've read the book. If you haven't, go read those chapters, the phalanx chapters of the book. It's fucking scary. Like everybody likes to be like, oh, the Simpsons predicted this, the Simpsons predicted that. And I'm thinking, World War Z predicted how the world would actually respond to an actual pandemic. And they almost one-to-one responded exactly how it was laid out in the book. Like, fucking, what is his name? Max Brooks? Man, that guy fucking nailed it. That guy fucking nailed it. There's just, I don't know if I should say this, but there's something weird about this one white dude, really, really pale looking white dude, hanging out with a bunch of brown people. Like, you notice this? Brown, very pale. Where's the other one go? Brown. Brown. What is going on here? I mean, you could almost say, like, maybe this dude, like, married into the family, but if he did, why do none of the kids look like him? I mean, is this some my wife's boyfriend sort of shit? Is this guy a fucking is Vorvek a fucking cuck? The dude fucked up a lion single-handedly. But he's the NTR main character. I don't know what you'd call that. No, the main character in NTR would be the woman. He's the boyfriend in an NTR fucking manga. If me build storage shed, wife let me enjoy time by fire for 3 hours. Oh, Vorvak, you poor man. You deserve better. Who hurt you, Vorvak? Who hurt you? Oh, apparently it's probably your wife. But yeah, in a nutshell, that's basically it. So to surmise, World War Z, the movie, took an interesting idea, which was basically, I don't know if I could entirely classify it as a fresh take on the zombie genre, but it was definitely an enjoyable insight into, because I think you could probably make a zombie movie out of each of the chapters, each of the characters in World War Z. You could probably make it into a fucking like a Netflix series at the very least, right? Or Amazon, whoever picks it up, all these different chapters, and you've got these interweaving stories and these perspectives, and you use the different perspectives to sort of build up this world, and you jump between the different characters and the different events, and you can go forwards and backwards in time, but it's ultimately just how the world was before the outbreak, how the world ended up after the outbreak, etc., etc., etc. But then to just, again, to basically end up breaking that down into, Brad Pitt in 28 Days Later. Come on. But that's Hollywood for you. And again, just to be clear, I don't hold in contempt people who enjoy the movie for what it was. Because it's probably on some level a serviceable, I'm going to guess probably campy, zombie movie. But at the end of the day, it definitely felt like Hollywood spitting in the face of people that were fans of the book. And I mean, this isn't even to say it's like, oh, you can't ever you can't ever make a book movie into a book that will satisfy the fans, because everyone has their own different interpretation, which is fair. It is fair entirely to say that, because that is one of the great difficulties. And people who are fans of things need to understand that, right? Because it's like when people say, "Oh, I want this to be made into an anime, or I want this anime to be made into a live action movie, or whatever else, or I want this radio drama to be made into something else, or this book, I want it to be made into an anime, or whatever else." It's like there's a lot going on there that makes it difficult to translate between things. So you can't just be like, it will translate well to another medium, right? A great one, games, right? People are like, oh, this game should be a movie, and then they get disappointed when the game isn't as good as a movie as it was as a game, right? They don't realize, okay, here's the problem with making a game into a movie. You're gonna lose all of that interactivity. You're gonna lose all of that larger world, because it's gonna need to focus down into elements relating to a specific certain sort of characters, and it's going to need to limit the interaction and the stories of those characters down to a very specific single pinpoint, right? And someone could try and defend World War Z that way, but it's like, but then why bother? That's not an excuse either. Well, you can't make World War Z the book into a movie and have it make sense and be entertaining and where else. Then why do it? But I mean, again, if for whatever reason you enjoyed it and that's your thing, no judgment. But I'm just stating my own personal take on it, that it really should have just not used the name. But of course, scummy Hollywood corpo types being what they are, they just needed that name recognition to get those extra few sales. Even though, like, if you've got fucking Brad Pitt, like, why the fuck do you need this title? Why do you need it? Like, you could literally make a movie about Brad Pitt taking a dump in a bathroom, and you get a bunch of people who would watch it, even though it's just like 30 seconds of him walking through a door into the men's room and closing a stall in the toilet. And then like 90 minutes, the outside of the men's room, the door, just people walking in and out of the men's room. And just in the background, occasionally, you hear the... And Brad Pitt randomly saying things like, oh, shouldn't have had all those beans. I can't do a Brad Pitt voice. Oh, gosh, I guess I shouldn't have had all those beans. Now it's more of a Nicolas Cage. I can't do Brad Pitt. But you know what I'm saying? Like, you could literally have something like that, and people would go to see that fucking movie. Hell, there'd probably be people who would go see that movie just for the novelty of like, yo, you seen that movie? It's got Brad Pitt in it. It's just like literally him taking a shit for 90 minutes. Yo, bro, the girlfriend took me and we went and saw that twice. I'm thinking it would end up being like one of those weird 70s movies that it's not that they don't have a plot. It's that they don't have a fucking... They really don't have much of a plot. And the plot seems to be mostly like an option. So I remember a few of those old random movies. One was like Car Wash, I think it was called. I think it was literally called Car Wash. And I want to say it was from the ultra late 70s. And all it really is just a bunch of different little vignettes of people fucking around at a car wash. It's like, it's an average day at work at this weird car wash, and there's a bunch of random people. There's a dude that wears a mouse hat. Like Richard Pryor shows up, and he's like, he's either a pimp or a preacher or something. It's never really clear on exactly who he is, but he's apparently fucking wealthy. And then like at the end, one of the characters decides to rob the car wash, but the guy who owns the car wash talks him out of robbing the car wash, even though, you know, he's about to rob the car wash. And I mean, it's very bizarre like that. But, you know, again, a lot of those old random 70s movies are like that. Plot of what again? The World War Z movie? Are you sure you haven't just watched the SF, the certain movie? But yeah, yeah. So I don't know. I just have never liked corporate Hollywood. Corporate people, really, to be honest. I have nothing but contempt for corpo types. And I mean, it reminds me of the quote I think it was Churchill who said, democracy is the worst form of government besides every other one, or something like that. And of course, there are essentially no actual democracies. Everyone uses it interchangeably for other things, and I will not sign off on misusing that word because it creates very dumb people and encourages them to say very dumb things. But that being said, I would say that I more or less feel the same way when I talk shit about capitalism and the like. It's like capitalism is the worst form of economy besides all the other forms which have been tried. Because we get shit like this. I mean, would it really have been that hard to fucking sell um a 28 Days Later style zombie movie starring Brad Pitt? Like, again, going back to the joke I was telling about him taking a shit on the toilet for 90 minutes. Like, you literally could just say Brad Pitt, you know, Wicker Man remake starring Brad Pitt, and you wouldn't even have to sell it as a Wicker Man remake. You'd just be like Wicker Man starring Brad Pitt, and it's literally just a one-for-one remake of the really awful Nicolas Cage adaptation of the remake of the movie, right? And people would still go see it. Just they wouldn't know anything about Wicker Man. They just go see it because Brad Pitt. That's why you get these people. That's why you get these big Hollywood names. You're not hiring them. Well, sometimes. Oh, to be fair, a lot of times you are hiring them because they're talented people. Granted, okay, but there is definitely, markedly, a certain percentage of Hollywood types that get work simply because they are big names. They're known. But either way, the fame, deserved or undeserved, still does, affect them. It still applies to them. So that's kind of what I'm saying. But the game, not too bad. Not too bad. Lies him who died as he lived. Shat. And he shat, and he shat, and he shat. And he shat. Oh, I see. You too have read Game of Thrones. Jokes aside, yeah, I'm not sure. Weird old movies. I guess we could call it, just to call them experimental. But reminder, some of those movies, like non-AAA movie here, kind of like indie, really. Oh. Well, we're at the 90-minute mark on a supposed 30-minute viewing of a game. I think you guys have gotten your money's worth at this point, even though you haven't spent any money. And unless things turn critically wrong, I will never ask for money. I hope you enjoyed. I hope you had fun. I know I did. Even though, like, an hour of this is just me rambling about book adaptations and how I dislike shit that just basically uses name recognition, even though it doesn't even need to. It reminds me of a story that a friend of mine told about, like, Lawnmower Man. Stephen King's Lawnmower Man. Well, fucking Stephen King did write a chapter in a book, I think it was. uh, called Lawnmower Man, but the movie was essentially nothing like the chapter that he wrote. And to be fair, this is old Stephen King where he did all the cocaine, the the It era Stephen King. Let's put it that way. But some studio basically put his name, attached his name to the movie, and the dude fucking literally spent years suing this company to get his name removed from it. I don't even know what the hell was going on there. I just find it hilarious that like the studio's like, we're gonna put Stephen King's name on this, and then he's like, yo guys, don't put my name on this shit. And they're like, yeah, we're gonna do it, Stephen King. And he's like, no, stop. And then they're like, hey, look, everyone, it's Stephen King is the Lawnmower Man. And then they fucking sue his ass, or he sues their ass, and they just keep doing it. I think he got like a judgment at some point, and they just fucking straight up kept doing it. And it took them years and years and years for him to get them to force them to take the fucking name, his name off of their license. Oh, the world is fucking goofy. I love this world. So, have you read I Have No Mouth and I Must Scream or not? Sorry if you told already, I must have missed it. Um, I haven't read it. I believe I listened to an audiobook version of it, I want to say. So, I don't know if there was an official one or if it was just a fan reading of it. I am aware of it, yes. How it's the people trapped, and at the end they like murder each other, and then there's the one guy who gets stuck, and then basically fucks his life up, and that's where you get the title. Where's the super chat button? We will be in a very strange world when I start accepting supas. Although I have thought about it, to be fair. I have thought about it. But I don't require the funds, so I don't know. If I did enable something like that, to be perfectly honest, if I enabled something like super chats and memberships and all that stuff, what I'd probably end up doing is just gifting it to charity. Because I don't need the money. Right. That's why I joke that you'd be in a very strange world if I ever started opening up for memberships and whatever. Assuming even that I could get to that point. To take a step against myself, I don't think I could never not get to that point. It is what it is. This is just fun for me. But as it is right now, if things remain the way they are, but at some point with things remaining the way they are, I got the option and I opened up chats and super chats and memberships and all that fun stuff, I'd probably just end up donating it to charity. So I'd have like a monthly like charity feed. Hey, this month I'm going to donate super chats and memberships to this charity or that charity or whatever else. Because as it is right now, I've got my own, Obviously, I don't throw around those Aka Supas just because, I'm going into severe credit card debt. But yeah, no, I definitely, it'd be a weird world when I ever actually did that. They make more money from it than they lose in lawsuits. Yeah. Yeah, they probably did. I mean, why else would they essentially have basically told Stephen King to go fuck himself for years before eventually they were forced to stop using his fucking name? But Stephen King's a dickhead, so fuck him anyway. Like, I like his writing to a degree. Dude can't write an ending to save his fucking life. Like, like it's like one of those memes, right? Like the guy with the gun pointed to the guy's head, and he's like, "Do X." Oh wait, no, it's the Uno meme, right? Imagine fucking Stephen King. He gets this Uno card, and on it is written, "Write a good ending or draw 40." And then the next picture is him with fucking 40 Uno cards in his hand. That's fucking Stephen King. But outside of his writing, dude needs to fucking stop with the politics because he's a fucking idiot. This is one of the reasons why I kind of try to avoid the political stuff, because it's like a lot of it's far more nuanced than, you know, my team, your team bullshit. But nobody sees it that way. But as our nature as humans, we tend to see it that way. So I don't know, but yeah, he's one of those many examples of never ever meet your heroes online. Although I would, or never meet your heroes. Although I would say nowadays it would be more modernized to say never view the fucking social media of your heroes. I mean, there's probably a few examples out there of people who they do well and they manage to be decent online. But that's rare. That's few and far between. That's the exception. That is not the rule. For the most part, everyone turns into these fucking raging idiots online who tend to have a certain political bent to them, which is the current popular political bent, blah, 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 blah. Ugh. Frustrating and boring. Stephen King, yeah, that dude. Who else? I think Ron Perlman was another one that disappointed me. I think it was Ron Perlman. There's a few, and it's sad. It's fucking sad what social media and politics does to a lot of people. It's fucking sad. Ahoy. Tell me, do you believe in gravity? Charity named Shin, right? Now that would be funny, but all it would really be doing is allowing YouTube to take a cut of money that I was going to give to Shin anyway. Like, I could not in good conscience do that. If I was going to give the money to Shin, I would rather not have YouTube taking an extra cut out of the money I was going to give him. or Streamlabs or Twitch or whatever I decided to enable monetization through. The only guy that can talk politics is Kanye. You guys. I love you guys. You guys are great. Internet politics is mostly drama and people getting money from it. Exactly. It's just attention seeking. It's just attention seeking and branding. And clout chasing, which is attention seeking, but of a more nakedly self-interested variety, I would say. More or less the same thing, though. But yeah, I would say a majority of it's actually just fucking clout chasing. It's just people who have nothing else interesting or special about themselves, who want to seem interesting and special. And it's like, yo, I got political opinions, bro. And it's like, good for you. Congratulations. 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 But it's like, it's dumb. It's fucking dumb. Like, I have my own political views and opinions, but I've actually tried to look into a lot of different situations. So I feel like I'm more of one of those irritating enlightened centrist, or quote unquote enlightened centrist types, because a lot of situations are actually far more complex than a lot of people realize. Uh, I don't want to open, but just as an example, right? And I don't want to open a political dialogue. I'm just using this as an example just to point out how complicated situations are. In the United States, there was recently a Supreme Court ruling, our highest court in the United States, overturning Roe v. Wade, which a lot of people know of, right? What a lot of people, even in the United States, don't quite realize is that there is an issue with how that law was enacted, right? Essentially, it was more or less, at best, it was kind of skeevishly pushed through the courts by activists within the court system, um, essentially inventing a interpretation of a law that didn't exactly work. And there's other times this has happened in my own lifetime. So, well, a lot of people say, there should be a right to this, there should be a right to that. And again, not getting into the politics of it. I'm just observing as a thing how this particular set of circumstances is far more complex than a lot of people realize. Um, it was not done correctly. And if people wanted it done correctly, they could try and push through state laws, federal laws, whatever else. Like push through actual laws and bills and whatnot, right? There is a proper way to do it. But the court system is not supposed to just unilaterally invent shit and start writing new laws, more or less, that we're all supposed to be like, oh, came through a court, I guess it's legal. It's like, no, 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 that isn't their job. What are you doing? Stop. What are you doing? That's not their job. They're not supposed to just be inventing stuff. So, again, not to get off into the weeds of that political topic, but there's a lot of people who are like, oh, it's this way, or oh, it's that way. They're either trying to take something from us, or, we're trying to whatever. And it's like, I can kind of see where the one side has a point that they should have whatever access or whatever. Blah, 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 blah. The other side is correct that, yeah, this thing was done illegally, but it's not like 100% one or the other. And this is where it's like, this is why it's so tiresome, right? That a lot of people online get into politics, because a lot of people aren't even as nuanced or well read on these sorts of topics, right? I mean, I could probably go look up Stephen King's take on it and know exactly. I can almost guarantee I know exactly what his take is without actually fucking reading a single tweet of his. And I haven't seen any of his social media posts in fucking years. Probably more than half a decade, ever since I first realized that the dude is kind of cringe on fucking social media. I can almost guarantee I know what his response is to any given political situation, right? And it's like it's like everybody else. It's the most low brain, non-thinking, this is what my side tells me that I have to think, so this is what I'm going to think, sort of stupidity. Just regurgitating what the machine feeds into my brain pan. Because, I'm enlightened because I do what I'm told to do. I'm smart. I'm smart because the TV tells me how smart I am. Like, bro. No, you're fucking cringe, bro. Squid has finally lost it. Oh, I lost it a long time ago. Of all the things I lost, I miss my mind the most. That's a funny thing. If history is anything to go by, people, I like to say some, but I'm not really sure, like drama or something to stimulate that feeling. Does this mean each state can choose their own law? Yes, more or less. Again, not to get too off into the political weeds, but yeah, everyone acted like that means, the ruling meant that it was now illegal, or that whatever else. And it was all just political posturing. It was bullshit, more or less bullshit. I mean, I lose a lot of respect for anybody who reacted badly to that decision, along with numerous other. But again, it's like, it's just tiresome. It's just fucking tiresome. Even all the way back in the way people guessed up trying to make scandalous, to be fair, life back might be quite too boring to some people. I think this all goes back, spoiler lover, to what was it, Solzhenitsyn, I think. I'm stealing this from Jordan Peterson. But basically, Alexander Solzhenitsyn basically pointed out that if you gave people all the resources they would want, you set them up in such a way, and I'm paraphrasing here, obviously, set them up in such a way that the only things that they had to do to busy themselves was eat, sleep, and continue the species, to put it bluntly. People would just go around smashing things just for that kick, just to have something different happen in their lives. And I think that's where a lot of this bullshit comes from, really, to be honest. Because a lot of the insanity, to me, seems to come from big city types who, they've got their dumb little apartment, they got their dumb little job where they are a support or a tech or some other dumb low level, like, go nowhere sort of existence. But they live in the big city, so they're paying, $2,700 for a 1-bedroom apartment in New York. But they're morons, and like life is just a given for them, and it's just the same thing every day. I wake up, I go to my shitty tech job where I do support calls for some corp that I don't even fucking know. I don't even care. Like, life is not interesting. It's boring. It's whatever, And I hate myself and I hate everything else because it's just like, it's so given and it's so boring. But this is exactly how I set myself up as. But I can't accept the way things are because I'm an idiot. Well, how do I break up the monotony of that? Well, I'm going to go online and be all political and show off my virtues and everything else. It's like, nah. I mean, I'm probably going to wrap it up here pretty soon, but just to state, there's nothing wrong with being a political type if you know what you're talking about, right? I'm not saying that. If somebody wanted to talk the intricacies of politics or whatever, I'd be interested to talk the intricacies of politics. But for a lot of people, all that politics boils down for them is my team, your team. And it's like, if we're just talking my team, your team, why not just be a fan of a football club or soccer if you're in the United States, or American football if you're outside the United States, whatever. Why not talk about hockey? You've got as much investment, apparently, if you're my team, your team bullshit in politics. You've got as much investment as that as you do your local football club. I've been through it with people, who talk a lot of politics, and one of the first things that I sort of gently chastise, that I sort of nudge them on, is like, do you know who your local representatives are? Do you know when your town council meetings are? when your local school board meetings are? Do you go to any of that shit? Any of the stuff that's local to you that you can affect? But you're gonna sit here and you're gonna complain to me about who the president is or who a random senator is, but you're not even connected. I've met my representatives. I've met my senators. You know, I know who they are. I know how to get in touch with them. It's that easy. It's actually not difficult. My state capital is probably about a 40 or 50-minute drive away. I can go there. I know exactly where the state capital is and where the people who are my representatives work and all that good stuff. A lot of people who obsess about politics online can't even do that. Can't even fucking do that. And yet these people are like, "Oh, I'm so political. I'm so, you know, we need to talk about, you know, all these important political things." And it's like, what are you even doing, man? You don't care most of the time till the TV tells you to care. And then all of a sudden it's a crisis. Sorry. All that aside, I just say all that to make the point that it's all tiresome. If anybody actually did want to legitimately talk about politics and have an actual discussion, I would be up for that. But very few people actually are. A lot of people, they just want to hear somebody tell them that their ideas are good. That's really all they're after. They want someone to tell them that you're a good member of the team. You're on our side. You're one of our guys. You're a good one of our guys. And this right here is how we fucking end up with people like Stephen King and whoever else, you know, basically shitting bad opinions online on social media and just making me regret that I ever fucking read the entirety of the Dark Tower trilogy. Besides the fact that the ending was kind of so-so. I mean, I kind of liked how he wrapped that up. That was cool. Essentially, it set up a redemption. It set up a scenario in which you know, the main character could redeem himself, who could correct his mistakes and everything else. It was not the most incredible ending, but it worked. But I mean, my God, if I could just have a genie, just and make a wish and block all, win the Holy Grail War, and make the wish that no artist or celebrity or person of influence could talk about politics on social media, that would be my wish. I would fuck up every other person in the Holy Grail War. I would tear Shiro in half. Sorry, bro. Sakura, Rin, Ilya, Saber, they all gonna have to watch you get fucked up, bro. Because I gotta make this wish happen. No social media for famous people, political artists, the like. Bam, boom, done. The world is now a better place. We got kind of off in the weeds there. Anyway, yeah, that's about it. Politics are pretty damn cringe. Pretty damn cringe. There are things worth caring about and worth fighting for, but a lot of people don't even know how to do that. Although that Kanye shit, that is hilarious. that is kind of funny as a drama sort of situation. That is kind of funny. I don't know, without social media and technology, they probably had a lot of orgies to have fun. Yeah, can people just go back to doing orgies and debauchery in these secret little clubs and just stay off the internet? That would be great. That would be great. That works for everybody. I don't have to read Stephen King and everybody else's dumb takes on politics, and they're getting laid. Probably sacrificing people who are not quite of age to certain evil deities. I don't know, whatever. Hopefully law enforcement eventually deals with them when they start doing that. Just remember, Epstein didn't Epstein himself. Yep, sounds about right. I get my American politics knowledge from Reddit memes. I mean, to be fair, most Americans get their American politics knowledge from fucking Reddit memes. Anyway, we are now at the 2-hour mark, even though I said it was going to be a fucking 30-minute stream. Geez. To think we got to hear me rambling about celebrities and the like on social media from World War Z is a terrible adaptation of a book, and the game is like a serviceable Left 4 Dead clone. To this? I hope you guys enjoyed the sort of weird tangent that I went off on. Hopefully Shin comes back soon. I am eagerly awaiting the next Shin stream. I mean, heck, this almost turned into an ASMR. You know, we got the rain in the background to set the mood, and we got me talking. Like, like all it really needed was just, you know, cut down on all the noise, and it's just the rain, and it's just like, Stephen King has some terrible takes on politics. I hate reading that guy's social media posts. It's so fucking cringe. Every celebrity needs to be banned off of social media. Literally, I need that cancer off of the internet. If you are a person of some fame, you should literally not be allowed to register on any social media at all. I would fight the Holy Grail War and win. I would rip Shiro in half with my bare hands just to use the Holy Grail to block all celebrities off of the internet. Because ending all cancerous political takes online from ignorant people who only see things in my team, your team terms. We could only improve humanity by getting rid of those types. And then we could add in, you know, some ear scratching. We could make it a whole ASMR stream, Squid ranting about dumbass people online. Ranting ASMR, now that's an idea. He better come New Year's or Christmas. Soon. Well, it's the 11th right now in my time zone, so boy, don't have much time. 13 days. It's 13 days, isn't it? Squid ASMR. No, there isn't gonna be ASMR until I get that KU 100 or whatever the hell it is. Yep, just about 2 weeks. I hope everything is good with our boy. last I knew, he was busying himself with his work, and I think there was something else going on. I don't pry into people's personal lives, but I think he mentioned that on stream that something was going on. So hopefully he's not overworking himself, burning himself out. If he needs to take a break, hope he takes a break and just gets his inspiration back. I know how that is. Again, I've said this before. As an artistic type, I've had those times where I'm like, I'm almost somewhere with a project, but then I just hit a wall and like I can't for the life of me get anywhere with the project. And sometimes the best way to resolve that block is just to walk away from it. Not permanently. Just put it down, go do something else. Work on something else. Or just go do anything else. Take a walk. Play games. Obviously, you want to be careful that you don't allow other things to sort of pollute your creative muse. But, go for a walk in a park and, just walk around. And for me, anyway, you can hit that point where it's just like you get that, oh, no, that's how I could have done that. That's what I wanted to do. No. I didn't need to do this. I needed to do this. And it's so easy. Like, oh man, I got to get back right now. And the creative juices get flowing. And that's how it works sometimes. It's just how it is. So again, I don't know what he's been up to. I hope that he's not having a block or burning himself out or that something bad personally is going on. Because Shin's a good dude. I think the real thing is that Spore Lover done fucking made him so mad that he rage quit the party, and then you fucking made me rage quit the party. I mean, are you gonna get Matahari to rage quit the party just so you go 3 for 3? I mean, we're halfway through the Oregon Trail. You got only so much time to get Matahari to rage quit the party so that you can do the hat trick. Maybe the real Shin is the coom we made along the way. What the fuck is that emoji? It looks like it's eye crying in a hand. It's a pair of eyes with a teardrop and a hand wiping under the eyes. The fuck am I looking at? New YouTube emoji. Oh god, these things are fucking cancer. Okay. Okay. What the fuck? It's looked like Squid, just like you, Squid. Oh, shit. Okay. Okay. New goal. Unlock monetization so that I can use custom emojis to remove this cancer from my fucking feed. Shit. You guys. This just hurts. This is terrible. I'm about to ban everybody. It's so bad. This is awful. Why are you like this, YouTube? Who hurt you? Who hurt you, YouTube? Jesus, these things. Oh, God. Oh, God. What's in the box? I think it looks like a fucking tadpole or something. It's like a ninja tadpole. Is that a pink poop emoji? Well, I mean, not that emojis had very far to fall, but YouTube, you're doing your damn best to make them ruined. I mean, good on you, I guess. And it's looking thirsty. uh, all right, all right. Jesus. Stop, please. No. The goat is the only acceptable one. All right, the goat doesn't look too bad. All right. The goat actually does not look too bad. He's just blue, da ba dee da ba die. If I don't eat, I will die. If I don't eat, I will die. And if I eat, I will die. If I don't eat, I will die. Sunglasses with a star falling on top of them. You know what? We're gonna make this like a 12-hour endurance stream. I'm just gonna leave the menu here, and we're just gonna talk and rant about random topics for 12 hours. No, I'm kidding. That's gonna be the New Year's stream. Um, we're gonna do a long dark endurance stream on New Year's. So save all of the fun for New Year's. Assuming nobody else is doing any New Year's stuff. If so, I'll have to reschedule. But that's the current plans. Do a 12. Do a. It's probably going to take about 12 hours. I think it is. Long dark endurance stream. Top of the mountain. We did it a few years back. I don't think I did it last year, actually. I think it broke tradition. But I'm kind of getting a hankering to doing endurance, so we'll do long dark. Okay, but will be as fun as Rise of Arrow still. is is this the new Raid Shadow Legends? Am I gonna end up shilling this game? All right, everybody, we're back again with another episode of Tron 2.0. But first, let me give a shout out. Let me send it thanks to our sponsor for this stream, Raid Shadow Legends. Raid Shadow Legends is the oh, if I was ever actually at the point where I was getting offers, I could actually. I'm kind of slick, you know. It comes from being a bit of a neurotic, little Machiavellian. I could sell people stuff if I really wanted to. It's just most of the time when I actually have the option, I don't want to because I have to live with myself. But if it was my job, I could definitely sell you guys some Raid Shadow Legends. Our new sponsor, Rise of Eros. Rise of Eros has thousands of interesting customizable characters, and you can do Eros type things in the PvP, PvE arenas. It has single player, co-op, online, and dungeons, randomly generated dungeons in order to keep the fun interesting and unique every single time. My favorite is the player versus player arena, where I like to dominate other players with my epic champion. And if you use the code SQUID666, okay, jokes aside, I know I've been saying it for like the last 45 minutes, but I think I'm going to wrap it up here. Thanks for tuning in for this 30-minute stream, which was 30 minutes of World War Z. and 90 minutes of me talking about random shit, including Stephen King and Raid Shadow Legends. I hope you guys enjoyed. Hope you enjoyed that little bit of ASMR too. I don't know, maybe someday. In the day when we branch out into monetization, we'll branch out into ASMR too. If we get to 1 million subscribers, I will do an ASMR stream. And then I'll start doing collabs with other big name YouTubers and VTubers. Hell, I'll be up for any collab at that point because I will have lost control of my damn life. Alright, let me finish this trade, save the game, and then we will hit the outro. Need those bones. Don't need that. What don't we need? Oh shit, I've got bones. I don't need to trade for bones. Well, good trade. Haha. RN. Even RN is tanned. How old are you? Oh, I can't look up her information. Old lady, though. Out here by herself trading shit? You crazy girl? Emiden. Tovek. Vorvek. Oh, there you go. Emiden, she's kind of pale looking. Oh, you guys are wearing clothes now. We're moving up in the world. Dang, everyone's got clothes. Nice. It's about to get cold soon. We are at the end of fall right now. I'm not only going to touch the grass, I'm going to eat the grass. Yeah, fine, kid. You eat that grass. Warvek over here crafting spears. And still none of his children look like him. Oh shit. It's hunting time. What are you guys doing? Oh, you just got back from fishing. I see. Did he just say sus? Now he's running. Oh shit, they are hunting. Nice. Get them. Get them. Get them. Kill them all. Kill them all. All the other megalosaurus better run, outrun my cavemen. Dum 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 dun 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 dun. Hey, it's our first hunt too. Nice. Doggos. We'll get those next. Nah, we'll get those now. Doggos! We unlock doggos. Alright. So, I'm going to save here. Name the saved doggo. Too late. It's already been named. You cannot undo the naming. Alright, guys. Thanks for tuning in. I hope you enjoyed. I'll see y'all out there. Hopefully Shin comes back soon, and I'll see you on the Shin stream. I'll see y'all out there, and take her easy. Whatever you do.